Hey everyone, welcome to the StarCraft 2 Community YouTube. Today I'm with Sky, also known as Heaven to Hell, also known as Jade, also known as I'm Taryn. And today we're going to be doing a replay review of a very special Karatoc Best out of 5 between the North America and Australian players and the South American community, Dodoso, Faye, Joseph, and Lucho. So Sky, you weren't able to make this tournament, and I think you are actually watching all these for the first time. And so
Yes, I am.
this will be real interesting and fun to kind of get your perspective on, because you are a fellow Karatoc lover and master. You do a lot of interesting so yeah, what are your thoughts so far based on what you're seeing? All ready to see Ruby doing some cannon cheese.
Yeah. Carlos and Roar slash Monty. They're also both going Reapers. Definitely going to be a cheese game out of the NA team. And it's looking like the SA team is not going to be prepared for this at all. Although I'm not sure why Ruby is cannon rushing if he doesn't have vision. Must have been a disconnect somewhere in here.
Yeah, so it looks like traditionally with a cannon rush of this type, usually you have a Zerg that provides you vision. It looks like in their case, or rushed with Reapers to kind of give them that vision.
Yes, so that should allow Lucho to die. Unfortunately, Ruby slightly misplaced the cannon, so he is going to lose that first pylon. But he is also defending, so it's not incredibly important for his timing.
Yeah, so
Dodoso,
Ruby walled, which allows him to basically pull off this rush.
yes. It's also lucky that Joseph cannot wall since he's Zerg. Dodoso will likely die now because he will likely get 2v1 and there's not much he can do. I'm surprised he didn't try to stop the wall at all. The entire SA team just kind of disregarded that cannon rush and didn't put out bunker, spines, pretty much anything. Just let it happen.
And now
Dodoso's
Kylos and Roar doing the double Reaper rush, and Ruby got those rocks, which is a classic follow-up to that mineral line rush. Just make a few more cannons, and it lets you know, kill the rocks as well.
Yeah, and although Lucho lost half of his mineral line, that he's still not ahead because Roar didn't lose any of his tech and was still fully mining.
Now Lucho's trying to do a comeback here by making a factory. That's going to help him maybe prevent any kind of bio follow-up, which we can see Roar pulling off here.
Yeah, if I was Lucho, I'd probably drop down a second factory and lift up each of the barracks so I could immediately start tank production.
Dodoso doing his best to hold off this Reaper rush.
Yep, but
Faye coming in with his bio.
yes, Ruby should really target this pylon now because he's just getting free DPS and saving them the trouble of worrying about zombies. Kylos is mismicroing some Reapers, AFKing up at the top in Joseph's face.
Yeah, so back
Monty
home, it looks like Kylos is doing a bio follow-up. Ruby is just macroing up. And then Pause Easy, also known as the Heat, is actually going for a drop now. Classic 4-minute, 30-second bio drop. A very classic timing for a Terran bio drop on zombie maps.
Although it's able to come at 350, and typically you want these 8 Marines to be at 2 tanks since you're against the Zerg. Unfortunately, Joseph's a little slow to react, so it won't matter.
Azizi had that scan ready, so even though Joseph had 3 lurkers, his bio was able to make light work of it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's not looking good for this team up top. Struggling with zombies because the rocks are broken. Roar is still stronger than Lucho. Like Roar's gonna want to move in, likely to a ledge soon too. Okay, going past the ledge.
Yeah, that rock is so deadly because it can distract the team from being able to build up an offense. So now instead of helping the middle, we got Dodoso and Faye trying to hold the rocks, which lets
Yeah.
Kylos and Roar just come in here and wreak havoc on Lucho in the middle.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Faye decided to build Cyclones as opposed to tanks.
Yeah, Cyclones on Karatoc is a bit tough because you don't have that room to kind of move around like you would on another map.
Yep. Now looks like Joseph, their zombie defense, is likely gonna die here. Doso has nothing because, well, we'll get into that later. But
Yeah, so I was having a hard time understanding what Dodoso was trying to do. I mean, it kind of looks like he was trying to do Kylos's build, but maybe it got screwed up because Ruby killed the rocks, so he couldn't get that expo. So instead, he ended up with this really kind of 2cc underwhelming bio build.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, so it looks like that rush really, that rush.
Yeah, pretty sick rush. Breaking those rocks, killing that mineral line, which then just created a total kind of steamroll for our North America Australia team.
Yep. Hopefully they SA will pull something off in one of these next two games, but I don't know. I feel like the NA team is a lot better than the SA team. Although two of the NA players aren't really NA players, so there's something to be said about that.
Yes, our NA team was kind of like NAAU.
Yeah.
Pazizi and Ruby are Australian, and so not a orthodox classic NA versus SA, but yeah, still pretty fun. So before we jump into game two, feel free to watch my stream if you want to see what I'm looking at while we commentate.
All right, let's get into this next one. All right, it looks like Dodoso is no longer going to be playing Terran, and he's going to switch to Protoss, which is his off race. So I'm not sure if that's going to still be worth it for him, or if that's a little too risky.
For anyone watching at home, the reason the game starts all black is because we had spawn selection turned on for this best of five, which means that each team got to choose where each member spawned, and so all the positions you're seeing right now are all positions that the each team had selected and coordinated to spawn in.
All right. So
So
far, it's looking like Montu's going to be doing another sort of cheese, likely Reapers. And
yeah, Montu is also known as Roar here in the red.
yes, Ruby will be repeating the Cannon Rush
Mm-hmm.
and seeing if it works again. Unfortunately, Lucho is going to have to endure it again. Ruby is also going for the rocks, but Faye is there, and Dodoso sees it this time and decides to do something. So they're likely going to have a better chance of defeating that before it fucks them up.
Yeah, so Dodoso and Faye switch positions for game two. So now Dodoso's in the side position and Faye's in the corner.
It looks like this time Pause Easy, also known as the Heat, is also going to be joining them for Reapers or 3-1-1. Okay, it looks like it is going to be Reapers as well. Kylos instead this time is going to go macro into probably 8 stimmed Marines and 2 tanks drop, which should arrive about at 410 or 350 if you're fishing about it.
Ruby already breaking the rocks and denying the expo again. He placed his pylon better this time, but Doso is in that side position, so he's going to easily clean up the cannon rush, which is going to give Lucho a much stronger fighting chance. Lucho opting to go for the, not for the planetary this time, but instead for the orbital command center.
Yeah, you really just need you either need to float a proxy barrack here or get an overlord, otherwise that cannon rush just will not work. Despite the Dosa scouting the rock cannon rush, though, it seems as they will still pull off that one.
Yeah, it just wasn't quite enough. We're now running around with his 4 Reapers. And poor Lucho,
Yep.
instead of getting that planetary, got the orbital, and now he's got nothing to stop these Reaper rushes.
Yep, it looks like Lucio will likely be eliminated again.
I don't know about you, but whenever I'm Terran, I always go planetary in the middle.
I typically go orbital, but I also go double fact. I have the best Terran build in the middle. It remains undefeated to this day. It's 2-2-1. Fastest tanks possible. But yeah, you can't really go one factory with tanks and expect to go orbital. You can, it's kind of risky, especially against a crafty Terran like Matu.
So Lucho is about to get a tank out. This will be his one opportunity to shut down this Reaper harass. Let's see how it goes.
If Roar gets any vision though, and he can come right here on this little ledge, I don't know if you can see my pings, but then he just can start blasting away at it. Some great micro by Roar. What the fuck is what is Lucho's tank doing?
Oh, so poor Lucho's tank got stuck in front of the barracks.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's that. Looks like the Heat and Roar now are double Reaper rushing. Medusa's trying to do a drop
with the questionable build of Adepts. Meanwhile, Kylos came in and actually is killing Dodoso completely, so Dodoso now will be out of the game. Faye is going to return home to try and save Dodoso. No, he's going to... We'll see. No, he is going to return home. It's interesting that Joseph doesn't take his third base as his Zerg. He has the money, he's floating it. Not sure why he isn't. Anyway.
Yeah.
Faye pushes off Kylos.
Faye's floating a lot of money too.
Holy shit, yeah. About $1,000. I think that's what really separates a lot of the best players from the players that are equally good, but they just don't know how to spend their stuff economically.
So true. You gotta be able to spend your money.
Yeah, honestly, the #1 way is upgrades. Faye has plenty of production, but there are no upgrades, no armory, or only one NG bay, likely only for missile turrets. So Dodoso is essentially dead. He did not take that second base. Lucha will now die here to Matu. Ruby will continue macroing up after doing the cannon rush. Joseph is inefficiently mining. Pretty bad. But he should be able to recover since he's on the defense. Matu's going in, finish off the last bit of Lucho. Like Pawsey, he's pretty much ready to move out, but he's not completely sure if he wants to go or not. Probably waiting on a tank, the extra DPS to go after Lucho or
Lucho's
Joseph.
trying to get one starport out, one medevac out here to see if he can rescue those SCVs. Oof, and he gets it.
Nice. Unfortunately, the game has pretty much developed so far already that it may be pretty hard for Lucho to come back before he gets annihilated again. Faye coming in at the bottom though with the drop, trying to get some extra good DPS done real fast.
Yeah, Ruby only has 3 immortals. With the macro build that Ruby's doing, it usually does take the player about until minute 10 to really get anything, because they spent so much of the beginning getting double nexus and also defending zombies.
Yeah, I feel like, was this played with the current update of the Sentry, or was that not yet released?
No. So this was before the most recent update to zombies, which includes a buff to sentries and colossi.
Okay, so yeah. Ruby probably could have done this defense a little bit better. He could have went heavier into tech for shields too, instead of just damage and armor. I probably would have got a third forge and gone more with more immortals. He should be farming out like he is now. Should have done it a little bit earlier, but it's clean. Montu ended up destroying Faye's rocks, and he's going to continue going in.
Yep, we got Pause Easy here, mounting an offense with Roar, now dropping Doso.
Looks like the Doso will end up dying, possibly. Faye can pull this off. But, yeah, Faye's upgrades are just really killing him.
Doso doing a pretty good job with the Prism Mortal Control.
Yes, unfortunately, he just doesn't have enough.
Kylos sniping that Expo. Now coming down the ramp.
Yeah, Joseph should really move out with his lurkers, get some extra income a little bit more efficiently, since all the zombies are essentially going around at the corner right there. If he moved even a couple lurkers, he'd be able to keep that income a lot higher. Yes, it looks like Doso is going to join Lucho in the grave. Lucho is going to attempt to come back with Ghosts, though, since they're fairly cheap.
Pause Easy dropping poor Joseph again, whose lurkers just can't get any good damage done.
Yeah, 9 minutes in the game, and Joseph is only now about to finish with his ranged upgrades. Unfortunate. Montu's moving in to take that second base now that Lucha's all vaccinated out of there. Vacated.
Oh, Faye doing a little drive-by. That should help clean this up.
Yes, sir. Pause Easy's running back to his base. Montu's starting to get a lot stronger now and will likely become a bigger threat sooner. Kylos is getting ready to move out, and Ruby probably should be able to leave his base pretty soon. Definitely going to want to drop a couple more cannons of hardball, though. Otherwise, he'll be fucked pretty hard as soon as he leaves.
Yeah, Ruby's got that mothership, so he can recall at any time. So trying to rebuild, but here comes Rar, also known as Montu, who's just going to clean this up.
Yep, not much he can do.
Ooh,
One Colossus.
Faye's coming in now. Oh, he's out of position.
Ideally, Pause Easy shouldn't be able to save him right here either.
Yeah, it's hard to drop on siege tanks that are already deployed.
Although what Montu should do here is lift all of his buildings because there are no Marines left. So he's just losing free shit right now.
Pause Easy coming back for round 2 with a slightly better drop.
Yeah, probably could have stayed there a bit longer, but Faye needs to go back to his base because he's getting destroyed.
Poor Rar though, losing all his SCVs there.
Yeah, thankfully he has 6-5 in the bank, so he should be able to rebuild that fairly easily and fairly fast.
Yep. And here comes Ruby for the big killing blow. This is a classic Karatoc move where your forward base player saves up all game and then jumps in at around minute 10 to just break the stalemate and end the game.
Some good EMPs from Lucho, but yeah, they just don't have enough. And Ruby should be able to kill them completely here. I think he sees the nuke, which is why he's slowly walking away from that. And they started giving up. Definitely didn't see as much from Joseph as I expected to see.
Yeah, Yeah, it looks like he's having a hard time getting his Zerg off the ground. And that's
Yeah.
GG.
Yeah, it looks like NA is probably gonna have it. Looks like the weakness is Reapers.
Yeah. Yeah, when in doubt, Reaper your enemy apparently.
Yep. Still hoping to see Montu's signature PF rush. I was told in this third game they were so far ahead that they started trolling a little bit and trying new stuff.
Yeah, let's see.
Right. But yeah, so far the games have been pretty interesting. I think definitely a lot of these players float a lot of their income and they don't get upgrades as nearly as efficiently as they should.
Yeah, those some of the key classic mistakes you're kind of noticing: floating income and lack of upgrades.
Yep, all stuff that can be applied to real ladder games as well, which is why most people are stuck in diamond or platinum. Anyway, continuing on. Spawn selection is currently happening, and Joseph's decided to finally say fuck off to his team and take power into his own hands with the middle location. So is Kylos.
Interesting, yeah. So big mix-up of positions here. Now Kylos is the middle. Warwa's in the middle for the last 2 games. And now
Yeah,
Joseph's in the middle, and Lucho is in the middle for the last 2 games. Now they've put Lucho to the corner, which is debatably, arguably, where you want to put your um, most rookie players because it's the safest spot, and there's the least amount of expectation on your corner player because they're not defending zombies, and they're also not trying to hold the middle, and they're also not in the side position trying to support the middle.
yeah. I think this game, Kylos is likely going to do a spine rush. Joseph will likely go into fast lurkers or swarm hosts. Ruby will do his traditional prism drop. Dodoso is going to be trying what Ruby does, although Kylos knows what is coming because he's seen it a lot. And I don't know, I feel like the corner position, like you were talking about, I feel like it's good to put your best player there. That way they can fully commit to offense. That's why I always pick that location.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see how that maybe is beneficial because it gives you that ability to get easy economy and then help in the middle.
Yep, looks like Kylos' defense is somewhat pretty decent. Should be able to hold.
So, fun fact about spine crawlers and cannons: cannons actually finish quicker than spine crawlers. So we're seeing cannons just overwhelm those spine crawlers.
Yeah, it looks like Kylos is going to lose this. Going to give Joseph the upper hand. He's going to end up going Ravengers with a couple roaches. And the Doso is, yeah, I'm not sure what the Doso is doing. He's still continuing to kind of build down there and make sure these cannons go up. Like he built the 4th cannon right around here, and it should be spending it on double Nexus and hardwalling in this location. I'm not sure why he built here. But Lucho has taken all this time to tech up completely, and he will be going for that likely 8 skimmed Marines, or, yeah, Marauder with concussive shells. This is actually interesting. Getting a reactor, but I think that reactor will likely be, the factory will be lifted so he can produce the fastest medevacs possible.
Joseph trying to do a very standard Zerg build when you're in the middle, which is Ravager Spine Crawler Rush. Sometimes you can do it even sooner with just Zerglings and Spine Crawlers. But yes, Dodoso not walling while Pazizi is. So very shortly we're going to see a difference in zombie spawns here.
Yep, it looks like Kylos may lose this, except Lucho. Yeah, Lucho's not. It's not even possible for Lucho to be in the middle yet, so not much he can do. Protoss just reaches it faster. Protoss can reach middle at 3 minutes, and Terran can't do anything till 3:30 at the absolute earliest.
Ruby coming in with his immortals. Ruby is very good at those immortal prism drops. Faye trying to clean up Kylos. Denies those rescue rolls.
Yep. These players just seem allergic to tanks. That's what they really need here against these immortals. They just can't do this drop run shit. Montu's coming in with this drop, trying to get stuff. Ended up hurting Didoso pretty bad. Pazizi is now continuing to hold the zombies, not getting harassed at all. Faye has yet to take his second base. Lucho, I'm not sure what happened to his second base. I wasn't paying attention to him, in all honesty. But now you can see the positive Didoso build as zombies slowly start to come in and cannons don't do it. That's why it's so necessary to hard wall at the ramp.
So those rocks that Didoso killed at the beginning are now creating a real headache for our North American and Australian team. Ruby trying his best to get some work done and clean up Joseph, but Faye is just falling everywhere.
Yeah, thankfully, Pause Easy has a lot of spare troops right now, and he should be able to block that hole again and let Montu continue. Ruby's going to continue to harass up here against Faye and Lucho, but we'll see what happens. See if he's going to gun one of those prisons down. Yes, he got it. Lucho's a little slow with that, although he still gets Ruby's stuff. It's a big loss on Ruby's part, about 1,000 minerals.
Yeah, Lucho doing a much better job this game in the corner position, where there's a little less pressure.
Looks like Kylos is finally getting finished off. His 2 drones seem to be just sitting there, not wanting to live any longer, ready to die.
Okay, trying to find somewhere to drop.
Yep, not too much.
Didoso really,
Kylos is gonna lose.
Didoso really paying for not having that wall right now.
Yes, it looks like Lucha's gonna have to take time and go help him out there. Yeah, honestly, I think the SA team could have won this game if Didoso hadn't done a full wall.
Or if he would have done a full wall.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If he did like a full wall and hard walled instead of whatever the hell this is. Because you got a hard wall if you're going to do that cannon rush like Ruby did. And I should know. I invented it.
Yeah, it was really a weird choice that he didn't hard wall. I'm assuming that maybe he thought, well, let me get the economy so that I...
But he didn't take his third either then. He should have taken a third if he wanted the economic route. Yeah, Ruby just is losing a lot of shit this game, man. But it looks, hopefully Ruby will transition out of this prism stuff soon and likely drop a Stargate. Just like that, Ruby drops a Stargate, we can get that mothership. Anyway, it looks like Joseph is gonna fall now. Couldn't quite macro off in time. Now, I don't know if the SA players gave Joseph control, but I'm positive that Kylos is controlling one of the North American players. I'm not sure which one, but...
Yeah, Kylos, for those watching at home, has very good micro. He's one of the best zombie players in the community, so giving him control is usually a good idea.
Yeah. Who do you think is the best right now, after seeing these games?
Well, certainly I think this game is the top, has some of the top 5 zombie players. Definitely you, Kylos, Ruby, and the Heat are up there competing for number 1.
Yeah, although the Heat beat them, so is he better in technicality then, right?
Yeah, technically the Heat is our current Wonders One champion.
Although I didn't play, so...
Yeah, hopefully you and the Heat get a chance to play so we can truly see.
Yeah. Anyway, it looks like Joseph is going to fall too. It's not looking good. Didoso, on the other hand, he should really be sending some of his gas to Joseph back when he was more alive so he could get out those lurkers. You really need a shitload of gas if you're going to want to play Zerg efficiently.
Yeah, a few people are floating a lot of gas. Paz Easy floating almost 2,000, so 1,200. Joseph 1,200, and Faye 1,000.
Yeah. Pause Easy's getting tech though this time, but he could definitely afford double tech. And since Pause Easy's army is still at home, he could probably lower the depot so he'll get more zombies so he can farm more at this time, get more income as a whole. Anyway, Lucho's coming in. Gonna help Dodoso out a bit here. Faye's coming in after Ruby, but Ruby's already at home and there's a serious lack of tanks again. And Faye will not be able to drop here, but he better start moving fast because Montu can hit that air.
Yeah, so this is why I usually get a few stalkers, so that the Terran can't just fly around and take their time deciding where to drop.
Yeah, that was a good widow mine right there.
Yeah, very good.
Joseph is struggling to hold on for dear life. Looks like Kylos has a drone still. Looks like he may try to build now again, or still just hold off controlling other people. They should be able to win the game though pretty soon here. There's definitely not a lot. Faye's army is not that big. The supply you can definitely see. Every other player on the NA team is just like doubling the SA's team.
Yeah, even though they got those rocks in the middle and rushed the middle line, the NA Australia team has really recovered beautifully.
Yeah. Looks like middle will likely die here if this is done right.
Yeah, good tank placement around the edges there.
Yep. Montu likely will put 2 tanks on some high ground now or just moving forward. Still pushes it off. Montu's gonna run in and kill that tank. Does it, and this is likely the end of Joseph. Unless Lucho can save the day here. Pause Easy, still floating 2.6k. This is gas. Holy shit. Approaching 3k rapidly.
Paz Easy gearing up for a big push. Like I mentioned last game, your forward defense position player usually can just kind of hang back. As you can see, Paz Easy just has a ton of units in production. And any minute now he's going to do his big push and really turn the tide in this game.
Yep, Montu's definitely playing an incredible game, and I'm not just saying that because he's in the audience, but he's been doing great. Destroying and finishing up Joseph.
Dodoso trying to drop Ruby, not really working though.
Yeah. Okay. That's also the Dodoso's off race, so Ruby should be able to wipe him easy.
Here's Paz Easy doing the 10-12 minute drop with his mass upgrades and mass economy. Just steamroll.
If only there were some tanks. Kill all those Marines real fast.
Yeah.
Lucho's gonna try and come in, but doesn't quite see Joe's shit fast enough. But he will go back and decide to finish Faye. Joseph now completely wiped off the map. The Heat will now finish Faye completely. Monty's coming in too as well to finish off Faye. Ruby's still in his base defending what's left. Dodoso has nothing, and Lucho has lost 90% of his army. Faye at 9 supply, Joseph at 0 supply, Lucho at 57, Dodoso at 114, and just everybody else on the other team is just so much higher.
Now while this is happening, Paz Easy didn't leave enough back home, so he has lost his planetary and is now starting to leak, which is a classic mistake that players can make. They can overextend the amount of zombies to get in.
Fortunately, he has a lot of production, so he should be able to hold it just fine without any PF. Looks like Lucho is going to try to nuke Roar, but Roar sees it and moves back.
Yeah, good boxing out move, using nukes to kind of push away players.
Yep, Faye is deciding to do something with that fucking orbital over here. Hold on to dear life.
Yeah, see, maybe he can come back from the brink of death, but
Yeah,
not
we'll see
looking
if
good.
Posy scouts it right here.
Looks like Doso's going in for a Hail Mary recall. Let's see how this goes.
He just doesn't have enough supply though either to for this to really do anything. Roar's gonna easily be able to pick him off right here. It's just not much, yeah. I like
Yep,
seeing Thors, you typically don't see those.
yeah, poor Doso just getting obliterated there.
Yeah, since Dodoso has essentially nothing at home, and Lucho's army is all of but dead, this game will be over very shortly. Ruby can probably go in now and recall and finish the entire game. A nuke's going down, but nothing's there. Lucho has now lost his main and second base. Likely be wiped off the map any second.
Fozzie is recovered his zombie defense, so he can safely continue to push.
Yeah, although his main army is the zombie defense, so he's gonna have to wait a couple of minutes or seconds. But Ruby is gonna be finishing off the Doso right here, and that will be it for the Doso's entire base. And with Lucho having nothing, they were all just GG out. There we go.
Impressive. So, what are your big takeaways from watching that best of five, which was a three-game sweep from the NA Aussie team?
I think the SA team is definitely unprepared to deal with. Where they were not expecting cheeses like Buchanan, Russia, Reapers, and that really caught them off guard and lost them game one. I think in game two, the SA team was actually up and doing better once they changed those positions. But unfortunately, Didoso did not hardwall, and I think he alone cost them the game in that. And I think the second one, it was just a mess overall. There was a lot going on, but there were still Reapers at the beginning that caused problems. The cannon rush did get stopped, but the rocks still were sniped. It just they saw it coming to the second game. They just did not defend it well enough, I guess, even though they knew it was coming.
Yeah, I agree. I think that cheese definitely got him in game one and two. If you're trying to if you're trying to become a high-level Karatoc player, you definitely need to be babysitting those rocks and babysitting your mineral
Yeah,
line.
yeah,
Because if that cheese gets off, then you're in really big trouble for the rest of the game.
yeah. And then almost every player floats a shitload of economy.
Yeah, yeah, there was really just a lack of production buildings, I think, on really both sides, even though the NA Australia team ended up winning this tournament. Both sides on several occasions were floating 1,000 minerals, 1,000 gas.
Yeah, I don't see why it should ever be acceptable to float minerals. I see why it's acceptable to float gas if you're Protoss or something. But you can always send your gas to like Joseph or someone who needs it desperately to make every fucking unit that's useful.
Absolutely. Well, I hope everyone at home enjoyed this replay review with me and Sky. Um, look forward to future replay reviews and yeah, maybe a rematch one day between um, the NA and the SA Zombie Bounty community. And so until next time, good luck and have fun, everyone.
Jeez.